Hello, my name is Matthew Kraus, and I am a business systems consultant with Opal Business Solutions. And today we will be creating an EFT payment in Business Central. The first step to do so is we will want to go to the payment journals. To do so, we could go either under cash management and select payment journals, or search for it in the universal search bar in the top right. After we select payment journals, one of the first things you'll want to do is make sure that you have a batch specifically for ACH payments. If you do not, you can simply select new, and you can easily create a new batch for it. Now, you'll just want to simply fill in the information such as name and description as you would want to call it. And then you want to select your balance account type. So the account that will be going against it'll be the credit side essentially of this transaction. So for an ACH payment, you're paying a vendor or customer directly into their bank account from your bank account. So you'll want to set this balance account type to your bank account and confirm that it has the right balance account number to that bank account as well. So once you have that set up, you'll want to make sure that batch also, if you scroll a little bit to the right, has this important box checked, the allow payment exports. Since if this is checked, it'll allow you to export any ACH email remittances from your payment journal and either send them directly to the customer or vendor, or through downloading them as a PDF and sending them to them directly, or you can email them directly out of Business Central. Since we have already created a batch here for ACH, we will just go back and select this batch. You can also review the information here on this screen. So I'll select the ACH batch. I will modify the posting date to the end of the month. And then I will select a vendor. We will be using this one. Now this vendor, as you can see, when I selected this vendor, this recipient bank account filled in automatically. Now this is basically the preferred bank account that is assigned to the vendor. When you are setting up the vendor that you want to have an ACH payment to, you need to make sure you have the preferred bank account set up correctly on the vendors tab or customers tab. So every time the vendor or customer is put in, their bank account should automatically fill in once you type in the vendor. And if they have multiple accounts, you can always switch them in the payment journal itself. Now that we have selected the vendor, let's scroll over here a bit and we can select the payment method code. Since it is an ACH payment, we'll want to use the bank code for a bank transfer. I will then put in an amount of $200. Here we can see that our bank account is already being used as the other side, the credit for this transaction. And then we can select an invoice. So I will hit these three ellipses right here, and this will allow me to choose an invoice from this vendor that we have already selected. I will choose this bottom one and select OK. Now we can see that this applied button has been checked so that this invoice, the payment for this invoice is the payment that we are making to this vendor is being applied to this invoice in specific. Now, if we scroll over a little bit more, we can look at the bank payment type, and we'll want to make sure that this is set to electronic payment. Okay, now that we have that set, I think we are ready to export the email remittance. To do so, we'll want to go to Bank and Export. Here, you can make sure you have the right bank account selected, how many copies you want, and your output method. Now, this is where you'll want to choose how you want to export that email remittance. You can just download it as a PDF, you can print it to your printer, or you can directly email it out. If you select email, it will email to the vendor's email address that is specified on their preferred bank account. Now, when you set up that preferred bank account for the vendor, there is an email at towards the middle at the bottom of the page, and you'll want to make sure the email is consistent there and for the vendor themselves, so that when you do send this email remittance, if you email it directly, it is being sent to the correct email address. For this example, we're just going to keep it as a PDF, like we're going to download the PDF and send it to the vendor. So I will hit OK. I will open up this remittance and we can see the example for the specific document that the amount due is this, and we are paying this amount. There are some other details at the top as well. Going back to our payment journals, we can see that this check printed button has been filled in. Now, since we are not printing a check, what this function is doing is showing that either you printed a check or you exported the payment remittance, which is what we just did. And this allows the system to then be able to be posted. So in the instance that you applied a payment to an invoice, it will not just let you print before or let you post before printing. In this instance, it won't let us post before exporting the email remittance, at least in some way, shape, or form. Whether we just print it to screen, print it down as a PDF, or email it to the client or customer vendor directly. So now that we have done that, we can generate the EFT file. So we'll want to go all the way to the top of the ribbon, all the way over to Actions, and then Functions, and select Generate EFT File. Now, this EFT file is the one that you will be sending to your bank, and you'll upload onto your bank's website. So here you should see the lines that are included for however many payments are in your payment journal. And then you'll just select Generate EFT File. And then here you should see in your downloads, you should see the EFT file. You'll just generally want to upload this directly to your bank. So I'm going to back out of this. All right, so now that we've completed the payment, we've exported the email remittance, and we've generated the EFT file that we would upload to our bank. The very last step would be, of course, to post this transaction. So we'll scroll over, we'll go back to home, we'll go under post, and we'll click post. And there we go. That would be a complete run through of making an EFT payment in Business Central. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you soon.